do you all think this is 2016? This is not LeBron James from 2016. This isn't Steph Curry from 2016. It's not. This isn't Kevin Durant in 2017, 2018. These are not the same players.
But Coach,
okay.
they said the 92 Dream Team had players outside of their prime. That's the narrative right now. That's the narrative that's been pushed. The reason this team is going to be better because the 92 Dream Team, they were outside their prime. Welcome back to another episode of Go Debate Media. I'm your host, Abaya Israel. Y'all see who it is, Coach J.O. What's going on, Coach? What's going on?
What's happening, man? Hey, we got a special show lined up. You know, our other co-host ain't here, Coach Scott. We miss you, brother. Well, some of them miss you, but hey, it is what it is. But hey, Team USA. Man. Team USA. What's up with Team USA?
Oh,
we're gonna talk about this because I'm gonna unload on Team USA today.
Oh, we gotta talk about it. You know, all the LeBron fanatics, you know what I'm saying, the LeBron maniacs, they're gonna be in here talking about, you know what I mean, y'all hating and this and that, but we just gonna talk about the game, all right? We just wanna talk about Team USA. We also want to talk about a little bit about Joel Embiid. Matter of fact, let me just, I want to read some quotes that Joel Embiid had just, you know, within the past few days. Let me start off reading this real quick. Now, we do know that Joel Embiid and JJ Redick are pretty cool. They're pretty close. And I kind of think Joel Embiid is a little closer to JJ than he is with LeBron. And I think there's some cryptic messages inside of those two different quotes that Joel Embiid actually stated. One saying, the first statement is him saying that if I was him, we're talking about JJ Redick, that I would not take the job in LA. And he's talking about those coaches who take the job in LA, they don't last long. They don't last long, Coach. They last 1-2 years maybe, and they gone. And then he followed that up recently with the Team USA quote, talking about the older players like LeBron James. And the crazy part is, I only heard him mention LeBron James by name when I'm reading the article. I only heard LeBron James. So when he's talking about it, he was like, you know, and it wasn't a diss to LeBron. He's just really saying LeBron is not the same player that he used to be. He ain't the same player he used to be. It's the names on the paper that y'all looking at. But right. You can look at the game and see that the dominance is not the same. Coach, I think Embiid trying to tell us something without telling us something. What you think?
He told us something. He told us the things that we already know. Okay. So LeBron James fans, are you going to call Embiid a hater? What are you going to do now? You're going to get at him for his bad play that he's doing now? Like he made a comment that's true though. You understand? He made a comment. Lakers coaches over the last 10 years have shown you get 1 year, 2 year, maybe 3 lifeline. Hey, it's evident. Okay. And JJ was his boy. They played together for a few years up in Philly. And he's warning JJ what's to come. Yeah. Think about this. We've seen this story. We've seen it already. We've seen it with Luke Walton. We've seen it with Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel was a championship. Like, he won a championship.
Yeah.
Okay, it was the bubble ring. But he won, like, how do you fire a championship coach? And you went to Darvin Ham, and now you, JJ. What's going to be the difference? Tell me, because the Lakers not winning a championship. So what's going to be different?
No, they're not.
How's it going to last, brother?
Hey, so let me ask you this, Coach. So would it be fair to blame LeBron? Remember, we had a question, and we entertained this question at one point, and we were asking, was LeBron James a coach killer? Because what we've seen him do in LA thus far. Well, would it be fair to say he's a coach killer if those coaches were falling off 1 and 2 years, you know, by the wayside, sometimes 3 years by the wayside before LeBron James got there?
It's definitely safe to say he's a coach killer. It's definitely safe because that's what it is, right? And this is the thing, right? And this is what LeBron James fans don't get. We're not saying whether it's a good thing or a bad thing right now. It's a thing. It just is. He's a coach killer, okay? Whether you consider it good, whether you consider bad, whether you don't care, it's a thing. He kills the coaches, right? Now, to LeBron James' credit, he's one of the most brilliant basketball minds to ever walk the earth, right? So how many people can actually tell LeBron James about basketball? Let's just be real. To be fair to him, how many actually can? But the thing about it is, you're a player, there are coaches. You have to do your job. And being demeaning and condescending to your coaches, hey, everybody has to fall in line. Right. Everybody has to follow protocol. He's not above it, but he has shown that he is above it. Okay, and coaches suffer from that. They do. Coaches suffer from that, and other players also suffer from that.
You know, it's like sports today, and this is what we get when you guys would be in the comment section. Why y'all always talking about the Lakers? Why y'all talking about LeBron? Well, that's always the story right now. You know, until the next story come in. He is the face of the NBA. He is the most recognizable athlete on the planet. You know, right. And with that being said, sports is not really sports anymore without sports stories. And that's what we're talking about. The people want to know what's going on. Hey, why did this happen? Why did that happen? And you can see that all over, right? Sports they're subtly changing. And I think the initial start of this change was what you just finished talking about, Coach. When when the players are making the decisions, when championship coaches are getting fired, and it ain't just with the Lakers. We remember Jimmy Johnson. It started way back with Jimmy Johnson. 3 Super Bowls, you're out. We could look at Bobby Bowden. They pushed him out. I thought that long, extensive history, record-setting history that he set at Florida State, and it just goes on. The Michigan coach, Carr, can't think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank. But the Michigan football coach, because he lost one game to Ohio State after he beat the Florida Gators. I think it was 2011, and I believe it was a Sugar Bowl. You beat a SEC Florida Gators, but you still got kicked out of your job because you lost to, the Ohio State. And so we see great coaches getting fired because of maybe not winning this game. Then you see great coaches getting fired because the player didn't like that coach. And now this turns kind of into like stories. Like people want to know what's going on. And so over the time, people are trying to figure out, hey, what's going on with the situation? And that's what we're talking about because we want to know too.
Even Budenholzer from the Bucks, who's the coach now for the Suns, right? He got fired when he won the championship in 21.
That is
you know what I'm saying? He took the Hawks. He was the Hawks, taking them to the conference finals. Whatever. He's been shown to be good coaches. Whether it's Giannis, whether it's LeBron, whether it's KD. All right, we calling KD a coach killer as well. So we hating on KD, but y'all won't say that, right? You won't say we hating on KD. It's just the truth. When it comes to KD, it's just the truth.
The truth when it comes to KD,
understand?
But it's not truth.
But hey, like you say, man, I just think it's also where in America we have gotten to the point, especially in basketball, where things of old, like in the 80s and in the 90s, and even in the early 2000s, everything was about team. It was about the team. Like Michael Jordan fans, Chicago Bull fans didn't become Wizards fans because Jordan went to play for the Wizards. It didn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Miami Heat fans didn't become New Jersey Nets fans when Alonzo Mourning left and went to the Nets. Jazz fans didn't become Laker fans when Karl Malone went to go play with the Lakers.
Right.
Things was about the team then. Now everything is about the individual. And we've gotten away from team, and we can see that now in the way that we play basketball. Everything is about the individual instead of the team.
That's facts. That's facts. And talking about the team, I definitely want to jump on the USA basketball Olympic team. Now, again, we just brought up Embiid, and it seemed like Embiid. Wow. And this was, I was a little bit in shock when even though I can understand how Embiid feels. But to say it while you're teammates with the guy that's on the team and the guy who we know I can't say we know for a fact, but who we pretty much know, common sense tells us that he brought in his coach. You have made two statements directed towards him and his coach. Cryptic message, I don't know, but it's perfectly clear if you ask me. But talking about that, the Olympic team, how they looking so far to you, Coach? Because they got 92 Dream Team comparisons right now. They literally got 92 Dream Team comparisons right now. You think they compare?
No, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. Not even a little bit, right? Like, come on. And I was telling these guys, a lot of these cats on Facebook who I talked to when the roster came out, oh, they about to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to blow through everybody. I'm like, do you all think this is 2016? This is not LeBron James from 2016. This isn't Steph Curry from 2016. It's not. This isn't Kevin Durant from 2017, 2018. These are not the same players.
But Coach, okay? they said the 92 Dream Team had players outside of their prime. That's the narrative right now. That's the narrative that's being pushed. The reason this team is going to be better because the 92 Dream Team, they were outside their prime. Like we talking about a prime Jordan right now. We talking about a 1992 Jordan. We talking about a Magic Bird. A Magic Bird. I just mix them together. A Magic Johnson, right? Who's 1 year removed from the 91 finals where he put up MVP type numbers for that season, right? The 1991 season. All right. He was an MVP candidate. He was putting up the same numbers that he put up in his MVP number 2 years. Yeah, finished number 2 in voting that year, right? Now, if they want to say someone was outside their prime, okay, we can say Bird. Because Bird, with the bad back and things of that nature. But who else? Who else on that team can you say was out of their prime? Right?
I don't know what people thinking about, right? I think that when people name LeBron James, right, he's a polarizing figure, okay? So when his name is involved in anything, right, I guess people just feel like or automatically equate that to greatness. That's just not necessarily true, okay? If LeBron on the court, you feel like they're going to win. Oh, they got Steph, they got Embiid, they got all of these cats who we see in the regular season, they put up these 2K numbers, but it doesn't translate when it's time to actually get on the court. You know what I was told today?
Wow.
Well, Germany, Serbia, all of these teams, they play together all year. I'm like, no, they don't. No, they don't. Dennis Schroeder, that's an NBA player. The Wagner brothers, those are NBA players. Daniel Tice, those are NBA players. Yeah, I had a guy tell me today. He said they play together all year. We ain't got no chemistry. But aren't we constantly told, Abaya, that this is the most skilled era of basketball ever? These are the best players to ever play the game of basketball. Should it matter what rules they're under? Should it matter where they play? I don't care if they were playing in Zimbabwe on dirt. They should win and win win easily.
But Coach J.O., South Sudan players clearly stated in interviews that they struggled. They came together. They all outdoor courts. Excuse me, all outdoor courts, and they came together weeks, only some weeks out of the year to practice, and they still almost beat the United States team. They lost by 1 point. 1 point, and that 1 point had to go down to a game-winning shot by LeBron James.
Yep.
And the crazy part is this, Coach. Here's the crazy part. You got LeBron James fans posting this as if this is some amazing feat. You need to be ashamed of yourself. You're comparing yourself to the 92 Dream Team who had an average margin of victory of 44 points, right? You beat South Sudan by a total of 1 point. And in that game, they lost every quarter except for the third quarter when the U.S. team, they got 37 points in that quarter. They still lost the fourth quarter, right? Had it not been for that third quarter, they wouldn't have been that close to the game. The only impressive game you could say that the U.S. team has put together has been Serbia. I think it was 26-point win in Serbia. Other than that, what else have they done? What else?
They haven't done it. Like they haven't done anything. Go back to 2021. Did we see how Dame Lillard struggled? Like he literally had to get benched during that gold medal run. And they lost like 4 games during that run in the exhibition. 4. They lost to Nigeria.
Yeah.
It is different under different rules. And we see it when the freedom of movement isn't there, when the spacing isn't there, when the physicality is elevated. It's different, and these players act like they can't do anything. It was a sequence today that Germany went a 1-3-1 zone, and Team USA is like they literally didn't know what to do. It's like they got stuck. They did not know what to do. I made the comment as well that Germany has more players who know how to play basketball better than Team USA. And I feel like they did. Yeah, we got the athletes, we got the size, we got the speed, so we overcame them. But overall, in these settings, these cats look very role player-ish. Role player-ish. They do.
That is a fact. I'll be honest. somebody like Anthony Edwards. We've seen different inside of the NBA. I haven't really seen that breakout stardom. Someone told me today, it was like, well, the 92 team, they didn't have that much competition. That's why okay. And I would agree with that person. They did not have that much competition because the Dream Team was that dominant. You were no competition. All right. It's not a coincidence that after that team, the USA team started getting beat. Why? Was it a major miraculous turnaround around the world all of a sudden? No. The talent was still there. It's just becoming recognized at this point, So when you look at these other players, like, for example, what do you think about the 3 second? Do you think the 3 second in the paint have anything to do with that?
Oh, it has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with it. And this is what me and you talk about this all the time. Rules matter.
Exactly.
If you constantly got a 6'10", 6'11", 7-foot player who can just hold their hands up, be in the paint the entire time. If you don't got the skill set, the footwork, the grace, able to hit mid-range shots, floaters, or whatever you can do, it's going to be difficult for you to score like that. We saw today that LeBron James just overpowered the team and just, he got his buckets just by his sheer force and power and his IQ. Because that's the way LeBron actually likes to play. To grind it out, slow it down, let me wind the clock down and just bulldoze my way into the paint. He's good at that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, from the Embiids, like I say, even to the Jason Tatums a little bit, the people that are highlighted right now are Drew Holidays, because those are the type of players that, regardless of any setting that you're in, he's going to make an impact because he plays basketball the right way all the time.
Mm-hmm. And when you're looking at like rules, like, all right, you got college, they can run his own. Pro, you can run his own. All right, FIBA rules, you can run his own, right? But one says you can stay in the paint all day, and another says you can't. And the FIBA rule says, hey, there is no 3 seconds in the paint. So when you get to somebody like South Sudan, who has like 15, 18-foot tall players on their team, and if that guy can just stand there all day and see, and this, when we're talking about the rules, this is what we're talking about too in the 90s. Like during that Jordan era, when you had a Manute Bol or a Patrick Ewing, when big men were actually big, not just tall, but tall and big. Yeah, we had some. Manute Bol wasn't and strong. Manute Bol was tall and slim, but did you see Alonzo Mourning? Did you guys ever see that dude? Did you see a Karl Malone as a forward? A Patrick Ewing? Like, do you see these guys? These guys were tall and big at the same time. Rick Smith, and they can stand in the lane longer than they can today. But you can see the effects today. And that's what we're talking about. So when they're comparing the Dream Team to this team, matter of fact, I have the schedule right here. All right. They beat Canada 86-72. I'm not impressed with that. That's not impressive. They beat Australia 98-92, 6-point win over Australia. Not impressive. Now you have Serbia with a 24-point win, 105-79. Not impressive. South Sudan, 101-100. They celebrated. I don't want to hear about LeBron James talk about, oh, that's how I like him. I like him close like that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You ain't never liked pressure all your career. All of a sudden, you like it close. That's cap. And I even believe LeBron fans thought that was cap when he said it. And even Steph Curry, who was walking ahead of LeBron, he ain't really say too much of that, because I think Steph Curry knew better than that. I think Steph Curry we should have won better and performed better than the way we performed. But a 1-point win against a team who hasn't even been an independent nation for 15 years yet, right? Don't even have an indoor basketball court. And they took you down to the wire, and y'all celebrating this? This is what you're celebrating? Now, I pass it to you, Coach Hill. This is my last line to say about this. I say this all the time. I believe this, and nothing will change my mind. Fundamentals will beat athleticism any day of the week. When Jordan, you ask a person, when did Jordan leave his prime? It's a hard question to answer because he was always dominant. He's always scoring, averaging 30 throughout the league. No one can stop him. But how do you answer that question? You have to kind of find when he wasn't jumping as high, when he wasn't moving as fast. All right. When all of his numbers weren't the same across the board, but he was still dominant. Dame, you can see, all right, he's not in his prime, but you still can't stop him. Why? Because the fundamentals, the footwork, the shooting, knowing the game. That's why the 2014 Spurs were the 2014 Spurs. They may look corny playing basketball today. Chest pass, bounce pass, proper elbow in, shoot. They may look corny, but they gonna beat the hell out of you though.
But that's what that reminded me of today. That's where my mind was at today watching Germany. I just said, this looks like the Spurs. This looked like the Spurs. And to me, even Steph Curry, he's kind of struggling, but he can shoot, so he can kind of offset his struggles regardless because he could just shoot. Right. But if Steph Curry was on Germany and the way that Germany plays, he would be thriving so much better because Steph is used to, ball movement, read and react, doing this, constantly moving. While USA is just pounding the ball, one-on-one, trying to find their way. But like I say, I'm constantly told that these are the best players in the world. Well, you might be the most athletic players in the world, but when it comes to the knowledge and understanding on how to play basketball, we are losing that in the United States.
We are losing it.
And we are losing it. And it's and our youth, it's hurting our youth because they're watching the ones that are in the NBA now, and they're aspiring to be them, and they're not even fundamentally sound. That's the issue. Our greats or supposed to be greats aren't fundamentally sound right now. Like you said, look at Tim Duncan. Look how long he played. Why was Tim able to play so long? Why was Jason Kidd able to play so long? They are fundamentally sound players.
Right.
Fundamentally sound.
Right. Hey, and Luka said it best in an interview with JJ Redick a couple years ago. JJ asked him, hey, so why is it that you think that you can score so well? And he says it clearly. The defense and the rules here are not the same as they are overseas. We face tougher defensive competition over there. And so now that you're used to this watered down defense and now you're going overseas to face the defense, as you say, they didn't know how to respond to the zone. They almost like they saw the train coming in the tunnel and they saw the light and they froze. Deer in headlights. They did not know how to respond. The defense is different. It's showing it's different. And Luka himself, one of the NBA's top scorers today, literally said that's how he can score so well. The defense here is easier. It is what it is. So get mad if you want to, guys. It is. They get mad. We haters, but everything we're saying is proven to be true. It's facts. You can't prove us wrong. So it is what it is.
You definitely can't. And I don't think that, KD is coming back, so they may give them a lift. You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Durant, you talking about one of the greatest players ever to play. Having him on your team can't get worse. You get what I'm saying? But as far as Joel Embiid goes, something's going to have to give. You got Steph in the lineup. You got LeBron. You got Joel Embiid. To me, those three are your three weakest defenders on the team as far as the ones that get playing time. Those are your three weakest. Not saying that they can't defend, but they definitely can't defend at the level of an AD, a Bam, a Drew Holiday. They don't defend at that level. So if you got to line up with those three on the court, plus Kevin Durant and Drew, Drew would have to play. Drew would have to play because you definitely don't want Steph, on the best ball handler. You don't want LeBron on the best ball handler. So that lineup, something's going to have to give in that lineup because I don't think that the way the lineup is constructed now, we will be able to win gold. We won't. I don't see it.
And that's it. Before we get out of here, I want to say real quick, that's what people, I think, a lot of times overlook. I won't say they don't understand, but they overlook. Remember, we had a show where we did our top fives, and I left Kobe Bryant out of my top five. And the reason I left Kobe Bryant out is because I had Michael Jordan, but there are other people who have Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant in their top five. And the question was asked to me, why did you leave Kobe out? I'm either going to take Mike or I'm going to take Kobe. I'm not taking them both. I won't take them both because my thought process is every great player, yes, you may be a great all-time great, top five great, whatever. But just because you're a great player and an all-time great player does not mean you play well together. All right.
That's right.
And I think that's the advantage that the 92 Dream Team had over this team. Those players were able to play together better. They had more of a chemistry than what I'm seeing right now. All right. So, yeah, you could be one of the greatest players in the world, if not the greatest player in the world, whatever the case may be. But do you fit inside of the structure of that team? Is your chemistry with that team? Jordan and Kobe, I wouldn't think they would be on the same team. Maybe they could, coexist for a little while. But last shot, who going to take it? Jordan, Kobe. Hey, can you imagine that fight?
I'm going to tell you something, too. And people might think that I'm pulling this out of thin air. But to me, I think that this is a reason why Kawhi left. Even Frank Lawrence, the president of basketball, the Clippers came out and publicly, Kawhi wasn't hurt. Kawhi wasn't hurt. Yeah. He said, we've been watching Kawhi. Kawhi was fine. He said this was a Team USA decision. Mm-hmm. I believe personally that Kawhi didn't fit into the LeBron James-centric team and a LeBron James-centric team. I don't think that Kawhi was down with that. I don't think Kawhi wanted to be a part of that. And he kind of bumped towards Steve Kerr. I think that's what happened.
I can see that.
And he kind of threw a monkey wrench in that. And I think that's the same with Joel Embiid. I don't think he can play with LeBron. I was
going to say that too, yep.
I don't think he can play with LeBron. That's just not a good fit. Anthony Davis is a lob threat type guy. Joel Embiid is a throw it to me type guy. But LeBron can't throw it to you if he got the ball in his hand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you going to throw it to you and let you operate? It ain't like, you can space the floor for Embiid. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, it goes back to that. Can these guys play together? Well, we about to see, Coach. I want to see if I don't know. So I want to see. I want to see if they're going to pull gold, and if they win it,
win a weak bracket. I'm saying the bracket that we in a kind of weak bracket. I don't think we would have to play Canada or Germany until like the championship game or the semifinals game.
Either way, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if they're gonna pull it out in the end. Because I say this. Let's say you remember, and I'm gonna end with this. Remember the Patriots. It was the 2007 Patriots, the undefeated Patriots. Who did they play? A New York Giants team that they actually beat, but they had to go down to the wire. And what did the Giants say after that? They're a regular team. If we play them again, we could beat them. And who did they meet in the Super Bowl? Lo and behold, it was the same New York Giants that beat them. I say teams that have come up against the U.S. Dream, not the Dream Team, but the U.S. team of today, say, hey, we could beat those guys. And I think if they play them again, they lose the game. With that being said, man, let's get up out of here. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. This is GOAT Debate Media. Follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Make sure you guys follow us, subscribe, like, and we'll catch y'all next time.